Hi. Okay, so I just finished also like look at this shirt my aunt got me. Anyways, so I finished um making this video about being queer and like fertility and motherhood and like my fears and stuff like that. And I was like, "Oh my god, I really like this." So then I was like, "Oh my god, maybe I should like do more of this." Um and so I was like, maybe I should talk about my fear about like dating. It's not really that I have a fear of dating. First of all, what I find is that I'm just more social when I'm drunk, which is like not a thing. I know that everybody feels this way, but I find that maybe I have a stronger ability to flirt and talk to people and react to things when I've got a little bit of a body within me. But I think that what I'm realizing for women is that I just don't know what to say. I just become like quite clearly incompetent. I don't know where it comes from. I think it's nerves, and I think it's also just that I don't know how to not come across as super like friendly. I don't know how to decipher. Like, I won't say that I don't know because I do know what's flirty. I know what feels flirty to me, and I know when I'm being flirty, but it's kind of scary. I'm not sure how to cross that line, especially because I'm not like, I also don't want to move too fast, and I feel like with the queer community, it's like things can move fast like really quickly. Like things can just like like suddenly like whoa, people are making out, whoa, people are having sex, whoa, people are moving in together. Like it just happens so fast. And that's not for me. I would like to have a normal, healthy speed. So I don't want to jump the gun and but I feel like that's like a given. When you're queer, it's just like everything happens really fast and it's just normalized. And I don't think it's normal. I think it is. I think it's a trauma response, and I think that there's gonna come a time when we start to have a conversation within the queer community about how fast things move and how nonchalant we are around sex and sexuality and expression and things like that. And there's going to be some healing that has to happen there because I do think it's a trauma response. Um, Probably because in the past there are points where you know things had to be things either had to be like quick and unattached because you didn't really have any other options, or things were super stifled and there was no expression and everything was just between the lines and emotional because you could not connect physically. And so, either way, I think that the physical is used as a way to try and remedy that lack that we've experienced in the past. Um, but yeah, I think it's a bit unhealthy, and it's kind of scary trying to interact with women, I find, and trying to understand how to strike the balance because obviously I haven't had anybody teach me that. Um, and I don't know where everybody else is coming from and what is picked up on as like, yeah, I don't know where people's lines are, and I don't know anything, and it's all just very scary. And with cis men, at least, that I've gotten to engage with, at least just because we already grew up in a dominantly heterosexual environment that's also cis normative, like there's certain things that are just kind of established and you just feel you can just regulate yourself to a certain extent. You don't need as much guidance because everything has already been like planned out and prepped and guided and everybody's just already been informed and educated to a certain extent. We all kind of know the rules to a certain extent. It's much more complicated when you're queer. I find it's not something, it comes naturally, but I question my understanding of what's natural. I question whether that's actually natural. I question how other people would perceive that. I question my ability to interact and engage and whether those interactions are enough to be qualified as queer or as flirtatious, or whether they're just gonna feel friendly. Like, it's just like, so then I just feel like then I have to like put on this other layer of engagement that's more romantic or more suggestive, or more sexually confident, even if it's not really natural to me or whatever, or I need some type of other influence to help me do that form of expression more openly. um, but what I really want is just to be able to have at least one experience this year where I can carry on a conversation with a woman, and have it not be in the friend zone, have some type of romantic tinge to it, and like have an extended conversation that maybe leads to something else, maybe it doesn't, but just have an extended conversation that just is in the romantic realm, is in the realm of desire, that isn't overly sexual, but just, is like, I am pursuing this person, maybe they are pursuing me, there's interest here, there's desire, there's passion, there's attraction here. Because usually for me, like, the furthest I've gotten, well, I've gotten further, but in recent years, the furthest I've gotten is like looks. It's looks, and that's not enough, and I know that. But it's just so hard, and it's just so scary. So I'm trying to get over that fear. And I think that I also have like a bit of a problem. I definitely have some type of thing. I don't know. Anyways, I want to not neglect this part of myself, the queerness within myself, and just let it fall to the wayside in hopes that, like, I'll discover my partner and things will just like work out. I want to give them a hand. I want to give future me a hand by doing some of the work actively and not running away from my fears when it comes to dating and connecting. So that's what I'm trying to do, but it's scary, and it's also just overwhelming and exhausting, and it really does, like, just the idea of having to do this work really does make me just want to settle for not doing it. I'm not gonna lie to you. But then when I think about what the life would be of not doing this work, the life more so looks like just ending up single, or just not dating at all. It's not like, oh, okay, well, I would rather do this with a man. It's just that I would actually rather be single than have to do the work. But the reality is that I don't want to be single for the rest of my life. I do want a life partner, and I don't think I'm, super keen on that person being a man. I think that it would be more fulfilling for me for them to be a woman, but that's just so scary to me. But that's where the magic is. So I'm trying to not be so scared. And also just recognize that women are regular people, which I know. I know this because I've only ever really had friends as women, friends who are women. I never really had friendships with guys. So I know women are regular people, and I was raised around women. It's my sisters and my moms and all that. So, like, I know that. It's just that the romantic realm is just so different, I've just been so indoctrinated, I guess, and so it's hard to break away from that, but I need to. It's very important that I do. So that's something that I'm thinking about recently, but more than anything, I just want to be able to be relaxed in this experience and have a good time and explore myself and explore my desires and create connection. Just go on dates and stop being scared. And but before that, I feel like I need to get a job. I don't feel like I can date a woman and not have a job. I probably shouldn't be dating anybody and not have a job, but I really don't feel like I can date women and not have a job, because it's like, I'm not going to feel so comfortable being I wouldn't feel comfortable with that because I want to be able to provide, you know. My expectations for dating a man versus dating a woman are very different. You know, for women and for non-binary people, it's just different. I just don't. I'm not as quick to be like, oh, okay. Well, not that I'm quick, but I'm not as comfortable being like with the idea that maybe the guy would pay because there's no guy in the situation. So then everything else becomes a lot more like open, and I would rather show up or step up to the table. So then I'm just like, okay, well, I need to be like really financially secure. So I really do understand men when they're like, I don't want to get married. I need to make sure I'm financially secure. I get it because that's how I feel. I don't even want to date because I don't feel financially secure. So I actually really do understand them. Totally understand what they're saying. But yeah, it's also scary. Guys are so brave because the fact that they be doing this on the daily and I'm like struggling to do it now, just like once, they are strong. But yeah, hats off to all those men out there. Anyways, I should probably go to sleep or like just relax. But ooh, downtown Toronto apartment tour. Whenever I see things like that on my YouTube page, I'm like, is the universe trying to tell me that I'm getting my own apartment? Ah, yay! Okay, well, bye.